Hey, Sledge 67 here again, just making a quick video talking about the Umbrum quests, I guess you should call them. They're just for the memory fragments. They're basically enhancement to the stasis, and I guess they're going to be releasing or letting you do a few of these every week. I wanted to kind of talk about what you need to do for them. Each has their own. They seem to be centered around the strike. You can pick whether they're gambit, strike, whatever, and you can. There were two available this week. There were three available the week before. Mine involved strikes. So of course, going into the nightfall or strike playlist, always look out for those flags. Some of these are almost more than 50% of the time. It's always a nice little flag sitting over there for you, so you can have your super coming fresh in. But you get this by just going through and doing the little tasks involved by using your stasis in these events. And so mine, as I was doing this for Titan, involved making sure that I was freezing things, shattering them, getting super final blows. Freezing things with your grenade or your melee and then shattering them. So it was literally a combination of a lot of different things, and so you need to be aware of what they are. I ran several of these, and I've actually got I think 5 or 6 different fragments unlocked now. This was actually this week's nightfall I went into to go do, and I found that I actually had better luck. I went in and of course, I did the nightfall here, as you can see, but I found out I actually had better luck doing this and getting it done by doing the actual playlist strikes. So make sure you're doing one of those too. Based on what I saw, it didn't seem to count for much by just going in and picking like Lake of Shadows and running it quickly. We actually had to go in and actually had to go through the playlist either for the nightfall or for the strikes. But I found that the strike playlist did the best progress. And not to mention, it seemed, it wasn't running the same thing over and over again. So we got to do some different things. Now, as you get to the end of this thing, just pull up your pull up your ghost, and you should be tracking them so you can see what your progress is here. And then go in and recycle through. Now, that one I did the nightfall. This time when I went around, I went ahead and did the other. When you're finished, you're going to go back down, and when you've done all this, you're going to go back down to the strangers, or Elizabeth, Liz, whatever we call her nowadays. And we're going to turn those into her. You're actually going to have a couple of places inside the tent to put your memorabilia, your memory fragment per se, and then you can collect that from her afterwards. Um, I don't know if that's the way it works for everybody, but that seems to be the way it works for me. So I'm assuming that's for everybody. So you just go in down by her, go into the tent over here, and you'll see an area where it's asking you to put those things at. It's funny all this little memorabilia reminds me of remember the little rabbits and the different things we would collect. So just come back to her, and she will give you your memory fragments. There was 3 I had to choose from here. I only had 2, so I picked the ones that I felt were most appropriate for me. You can see, they all have different things. Some cost, as you can see here, intellect and discipline actually go down by 10. I did not want to get something that was costing my abilities, so I went ahead and chose the first and the second one. Now, I can go back, I'm sure, when we have more of these available after the next reset, and I will most likely go choose, the ones that I haven't. But it's really interesting when I go and try to assign these into mine. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I go into my stasis on my character, and I can assign these under the fragments area. I believe it's down on the lower level. And get the right thing up here. Not that, but this. Here we go. And you can see that it's down in this lower, it's not an aspect, it is a fragment, and you can switch it out. Now, for some reason, my Warlock has 4 I can equip. This character has 3, and my Hunter has 3, but for some reason, those 2 characters have 1 less than the Warlock. Not quite sure why that is. Now, I did start the season on my Warlock, and my Hunter was my last one. And I've been kind of cycling through these right now. So listen, have a great time. That's how you do this, and I'll catch you next time. I am Sled 60.